Well, hey everyone, Zach Tucker here. We're out in Davidson County at Ledford High School getting you ready for our Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Western Rural Home. This week we have Oak Grove versus Ledford. We're joined now by Panthers head coach, Coach Doby. Coach, your team so far this year, you guys are 7-0 on the season. Take us through what's gone right for your team so far this year.
Well, what's gone right for us is we've been able to improve quite a bit each game. We've overcome a little bit of the penalty plague. We had penalties earlier in the first couple games of the season. We've cleaned up a lot of that. The guys have gotten better. They're believing in our offense and our defensive schemes, and we're playing physical brand of football. So those things usually add up to the start of success. Anyway, we hope to finish it and continue on a successful stride towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about some of your key playmakers this year.
Well, we've got probably, let me see if I think back, I think we've got 7 returning Mid-Piedmont Conference players, 4 on offense, 3 on defense. Alex Sanford, one of our running back from last year, he's got 20 TDs this year, well over 1,200 yards rushing, averaging about 10 yards a carry. Our quarterback, Shay Ragland, who played slot and some free safety for us last year, he's taken over the quarterback spot. He's thrown for, I think, 11 TDs, almost 1,000 yards, rushed for another 450 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns. Up front, the reason both those guys are able to do that is we've got 2 returning all-conference players. Our left guard, Cole Tesh, and our left tackle, AJ Sprinkle. Those guys are really good up front for us. And the guys that are new with less experience have really improved. We've got a wideout named Cameron Walker. He was a 3A state champion last year. Yeah, he's pretty quick. He's a burner. He's averaging about 27 yards per catch. Got several scores. He also plays cornerback and some free safety. And then we got 2 linebackers that are all conference. And our Cohen Batcheck and Aiden Hooker. They're heat-seeking missiles. They go make a play for us on defense. And we just got Jaden McCurdy back, who's an all-conference defensive lineman, plays 3 technique for us. He's had some knee injuries early in the season. Last week was his first game back. He had 7 tackles and 2 sacks, so we're happy to have him back.
Speaking of the defense, I believe that the Panthers defense has held opponents to about 9 points a game on average so far for up to the season so far.
Right.
You know, what do you think's led to all that success?
Well, the returning experience level was the higher volume of it was on defense. So we felt like our defense was going to be a little bit ahead this year. Last year was just the opposite. All these guys that are playing for us on defense got valuable playing time last season, a very successful season. So that's carried over. I think their confidence level's there. They understand our scheme and our 4-2-5, 4-4 based defense. So they know what we're trying to accomplish, and they're pretty good minds IQ-wise for football. I mean, they know when we see opponents and go through the scout information, they pick up on it pretty well, and we're blessed to have guys that like football, love football, and study it too.
Well, that definitely is always a good thing to have. And when you look at your entire roster, who would you say is the best overall athlete on the Panthers?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Best overall athlete. Well, I mean, we're blessed to have several overall athletes. I would probably have to say, you're putting me on the spot here, man. I mean, Cameron Walker's a pretty special athlete. Alex Sanford's a pretty special athlete. I mean, the dude's power clinging 300 pounds, squatting 500. I mean, Tesh is squatting 500. I mean, I can't name just one. I mean, we're blessed to have the athletes we have on this team.
Well, as you just mentioned, that's always a good problem to have. And so, you know, your opponent tonight, big-time rivalry game against Oak Grove. Tell us a little bit about the Grizzlies and what are going to be some of the keys to victory.
Well, the Grizzlies, tough team. I think they're 6-1. Quarterback Creason has been starting since he was a sophomore. I think he makes them go. He's a really good running quarterback and can hurt you with the pass. His feet are a weapon. The running back, I think of the Williams kid, he's fast and he's elusive. Offensively, up front, that's where everything's won and lost anyway. They do a great job on both sides of the football, so we've got to be able to match the intensity and physicality up front, try to slow those guys down, and hopefully score one more point than they do.
So it's no secret that Ledford and Oak Grove are pretty close to each other proximity-wise, and Oak Grove actually pulled students from both Ledford and North Davidson.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about the rivalry over the years and how we got to this point.
Well, because they're so new, and the fact that we had the long-standing rivalry with North Davidson, it's sort of been like, I mean, we've got our former Wahlberg kids and then the former North Davidson kids from Midway that created the Oak Grove School and their community. It's really just created like a three-headed rivalry now because we were always battling with North Davidson. They were a 4A school and predominantly, pretty much the best team in the county for years and years. And so now I think we've evened the playing field a little bit. Oak Grove's had the upper advantage for the last couple of years, so it's a rivalry for sure. The kids all know each other, and it's just going to be another typical battle between this little 9-mile radius of the three teams.
Now the game tonight will be broadcast all over the Piedmont Tryout on My48. How big of an opportunity is this for your program?
Oh, it's a fantastic opportunity for exposure for not only the Ledford Panther football program and our school and the community, but also for Oak Grove and their school and community. But also the fact that, I just love that what you guys do for the recognition that our student athletes receive. They'll be able to look back years from now and say, hey, I was able to play on TV on Friday night, and maybe my grandma or grandfather or whatever, aunt and uncle that can't always get to the game was able to see me play. So that's going to be something they can look back on and be proud of.
Now, when you look at the conference standings, both Ledford and Oak Grove are sitting at the top right now, both with 2-0 records in the conference. It is a rivalry game, but having the chance to kind of push yourself up a little bit in the conference standings, does that add a little bit more to the game tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we want to win them all. We got to keep, if we can go 1-0 this week, then that's a successful week for us. That's our mindset. That's been our goal since we started and kicked off back on August 18th or 19th. Can we win this week? And then once we get past that, then let's look and see on Friday night, what do we have to do this coming week? Can we go 1-0? So this week, it's easy for me to say. It's just another 1-0 week. The kids probably feel different. The communities probably feel different, but that's seriously how my coaching staff and myself are looking at this ball game. We got to go 1-0.
Do you or any of the players have any superstitions before kickoff?
Now, Coach Adams, who I've coached with for years and years, who was our head coach before I took over, he was the superstitious one. So nobody on my staff that I know of has a lot of superstitions. I know I'm not big in superstitions. I did try to wear my Packer hat on Monday night. That didn't work out so well, so I'm not so sure superstition is very good.
Now, we talked a little bit about the game tonight, but let's talk about something else that people love, and that's food. So what can the Panthers expect for their pregame meal tonight?
Ooh, I'm not sure what we're having for pregame meal. We are very blessed. I mean, last week was grilled chicken, creamed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green beans. I mean, it was delicious. So we're fortunate our Boosters Club and the Ledford Athletic Department help us really have a good meal. So I don't know. I haven't even looked that far ahead. So I'm trying to stay day by day. We got practice. I mean, we got to finish up putting everything together after practice this week and get ready for tonight's game.
So does Ledford have any slogan or any words of inspiration, on the field this year?
Well, for the last couple of years, we've been a all gas, no brakes. That's been the thing that seems to get our guys jacked up. So we're trying to keep the pedal to the metal, keep rolling. As I said earlier, keep stacking up the victories. Hopefully we can go 1-0 again. But we try to get fired up and say all gas, no brakes, all gas, no brakes.
It's kind of crazy to think that we are almost midway through the month of October, and pretty soon enough, we'll have Christmas as well. But since we are in October, Halloween's right around the corner. So I've got to ask you, Coach, what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've worn of all time? Ooh,
my favorite Halloween costume? I think one year we were heard it through the grapevine grapes back in the college days. I won't tell you anything else that happened. I'd have to speak to my lawyer.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so again, big time matchup tonight between Ledford and Oak Grove. What is your final message to all the Panthers fans out there before kickoff?
Hey, come on out and support us. We're going to put on a big show tonight and hopefully come out on top. Pull for those Panthers.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time,
Thank you very
Coach
much.
Doby.
We appreciate you.
Good luck tonight and the rest of the way. Let's go ahead and send it out to Oak Grove. All right. Well, we are out here at Oak Grove High School, and joining us now we have Grizzlies head coach, Coach Creason. Coach, your team right now, you guys have a 6-1 record heading into the game tonight. Tell me a little bit about how your team's done so far.
I think we've had a good year so far. Obviously, it's not over, and we've not attained the goals that we have set in place, but we've definitely shown growth over the course of the year and in all phases of the game. So I'm excited to where we're going.
And tell me a little bit about some of the big-time playmakers on your team this year.
Well, I mean, I hate to single out anybody, but you look at guys that put up numbers each week, and you've got, Connor Creech is our returning quarterback. He's a senior, and he's had a great year for us. He's got 23 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year, and he's a dual threat guy. Carson Williams, our running back, who's had an absolutely outstanding year. But Jake Smith as a receiver is having a great year as well. And then you look at defensively, you got to start up front with our guys. Diady Diablo, who is he's having a great year. KJ Leak, guys who've been around the program for a long time, and even newcomers like Bradley Bird, who's a freshman, and he's having a great year. And you asked me for a couple guys, I gave you like 10. So yeah, I'm proud of our guys. They've had they've done really well so far.
So if you had to narrow it down to the best overall athlete on the Grizzlies, who would you say is that athlete?
Man, don't make me say that on camera. I don't know. I think the guys would all vote in different directions, and I guess that's a good problem to have. Not being able to make that decision. But I'll say Aiden Doherty. He's our kicker. I'll say Aiden Doherty is the best athlete.
Okay. Yeah. And so big time matchup tonight. You guys have Ledford, big time rivalry game there, natural rivalry. Tell me a little bit about the Panthers and what it's going to take to win the game tonight.
They're good. They're a well-coached football team. They're good up front. They've got a great running back. They've got a great quarterback play. Skill-wise, they're very talented. And defensively, Coach Doby does a really good job of making sure they're sound and they play their technique. And they're hard-nosed, and they have been for years. And for us to be able to take care of business in the game, we've got to run the ball and stop their running game. I know it's no question on what they want to do. They want to get the ball to their running back, and we have to eliminate that option. So.
Now this seems like a pretty natural rivalry. Ledford's not too far away from right here where we're standing in Oak Grove. Tell me a little bit about the rivalry over the years. I know that you guys also pull from the Ledford district a little bit, and also North Davidson as well. And how has that rivalry kind of taken shape over the years?
So it's natural because this school was built and pulled kids from that area as well as North Davidson. And I was actually telling our coaches today, it's weird to think like our players probably went to Ledford football camp as little kids, and we have teachers that taught there and coaches that coached there, and so it's just a natural rivalry that when you have something new and you're playing something that somewhere you came from, you want to win those games, and you can see it in every game we play with them. Every game's the last possession, and every game is a hard fought game, and it's fun to be a part of. I enjoy it, and that's why I got into this. Having games like that, it's an exciting time.
Right now, Oak Grove and Ledford are at the top of the conference standings, so you have that little bit of an extra push with this rivalry game. Does that make it more of a extra motivation to win this game?
Not really. To us, my message every week is every game's for the conference championship. So we try not to treat this game any differently, or any of the games we play in the conference any differently. It's our mantra all years is win the war during the week, ride the wave on Fridays, and win a conference championship that night. So our goal is to do the same thing we've done each week and continue that Friday.
Now, you've pretty much been here at Oak Grove since the very beginning, serving as an assistant coach under Coach Holcomb, and now he's gone. Now you step into the realm as head coach here at Oak Grove. Mm-hmm. How has your first year of head coaching been?
It's been good. It's for me as a first-year guy, you walk into that locker room and you have some seniors that have been around, and like Connor Creech and Deity and KJ and those guys that you can depend on, and they know me. I've been here, like you said, since the beginning, so they know my expectations. But I also rely on our coaches. We have a great coaching staff here. You know, I've got 3 coaches on staff that have all been head coaches in the past, and I've got a great group of young coaches too that work hard, and so it's really a joint effort. I don't like to think as I know it's me as the head coach, but it's us. It's our team, and they've done a really good job with that.
Now the game tonight will be broadcast all over the Piedmont Triad on I-48. How big of an opportunity is this for your program?
It's a great opportunity. Anytime we can bring publicity to our program and bring eyes to the Oak Grove football program is good. And obviously each week we know that people are watching and paying attention to scores just like we do. And every chance we get, we want to make a statement with how we play, and hopefully tonight we make that statement.
Yeah, and of course, we're here to talk about football, but I also want to talk about something else that people love, and that's food. So what can the Grizzlies expect for their pregame meal tonight?
Oh man, I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure Connor's mom, Holly, she'll take care of us and make sure that we're fed well, and usually it's something light so the guys can be quick today. So I don't know, we'll see.
Now, do you have any pregame superstitions, or do any of the players have any?
Yeah, there's a certain playlist that I have to listen to each week, and I'm sure our kids have the same deal. But I have to listen to it's 90s country, and that's how I get dressed, and it tops off with "Fancy" by Reba McEntire. So that's weird that everybody's asking that superstition question. But yes, I do have a superstition, and that is it. But otherwise, we don't have a team superstition now.
Is there any team slogan or any phrase that you guys are using to help provide some sort of inspiration on field this year?
Yeah, stacking days obviously is something that we say. Ride the wave is something that we say. But our big thing all year has been DTD, which is defend the den or dominate the day. That's the message that we send daily. We don't want to win just on Fridays. We want to win on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then that makes Fridays easy. So dominate the day is just something that we've kind of carried over all year long.
And it's kind of crazy to think that we're already kind of close to the midway point of October. That also means that Halloween's right around the corner. So I've got to ask you, what's been your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn? Well,
growing up, I think I dressed up as a Power Ranger for like 5 or 6 years straight. So I would say probably one of those. Yeah, I dressed up as Jackie Moo one year, so a lot of different costumes, but I would probably go with the Power Ranger costume.
And, of course, going back to the game tonight, big-time rivalry matchup, but what is your final message to all the Grizzlies fans out there before kickoff?
Come out, support us, show up, be loud. We feed off your energy, and if the energy in the crowd matches the energy that I coach with, we'll have a good night.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time, Coach Creason.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and good luck tonight and the rest of the way this season. And for more Inside the Headset content, subscribe to the ABC 45 YouTube channel.